Hey puzzle friends! Merry Christmas and welcome to another video. Today we've got a surprise puzzle, so see what it's gonna be. But this one comes from Galison. This is Merry in the Making. Now the only other Galison puzzle that I've done this far is the marbles puzzle, so I was a little bit nervous going into this one, but hopefully this is a much better experience. The front of the box does give you a pretty good idea of what the puzzle is going to be. However, as you can see on that little slip on the inside, the final image is not quite the same as what's on the box. So I chose not even to really look at the front of the box. I just kind of went into it more or less blindly, only going off of what the little insert is, which may have made this puzzle more difficult than it needed to be, but you know, here we are. I started off by sorting out the pieces. I ended up having 3 piles really. I had one off to the right with all the edge pieces. The one in the middle is all of the tree bits. And then off to the left is everything that wasn't an edge and wasn't a tree. And I ended up having a lot of like freebie pieces. I'm not quite sure why, but there were quite a few of these like 2 pieces stuck together. But I held on to them because I needed all the help that I could get. We jump ahead a bit and I finished with the sorting, and then I went ahead and started off with the edge. And you will see there are quite a few like kind of cuts in this video, just because I think in total I spent somewhere around 8 to 10 hours on this puzzle, and that as one long time lapse. I promise you it's much more boring than it sounds. And it's been a very long video. So there are some cuts, but you still get to see how the puzzle comes together. Now this puzzle is a portrait, like it goes up and down more than it does side to side. And so I did actually do the right thing this time and turn it to the sides. That way I could do the puzzle without having to worry about it being too long and having to rotate everything later. So I finally have learned something there. And I'm just going off of the kind of reference picture and the edge pieces that I have and just trying my best putting it together. And I have the like tinsel or garland or whatever it's called because I wanted to be cute. I should have like taped it down. I didn't. Don't ask me why I didn't. But I do eventually get rid of it because it was just getting in the way. I finished the edge and I think I was only missing 2 of the edge pieces. So I did a pretty good job with my sorting. After that, I went ahead and went to the pile of pieces that are not the tree bits, and I decided to just kind of pick through the box, and I'm just looking to see if there's anything that stands out to me. Initially, it was like the pink pieces that were sticking out to me, so I was pulling out a lot of the pink pieces and putting them in different piles, just based off of like the patterns and what was going on, and then I just kind of picked out whatever it was that was sticking out to me. I ended up with just a whole bunch of different piles of little patterns and colors and things going on, and some of them were kind of easy to see as I was going, so I was putting pieces together. Otherwise it was just a pile. So I tried to zoom you in when I could so you can really kind of appreciate all the little bits and pieces of this puzzle, but I was just kind of going around to each of the piles and trying my best to put them together. It was kind of hard, especially when I didn't have much of a reference. It was really just kind of going based off of what was in front of me and seeing what connected. This little corner is probably my favorite, and it's also kind of like it's kind of the most interesting part of this puzzle because it's like a bunch of little slimes, and I think they're all watching in horror as one of their slimes gets stretched out, and it's honestly it's kind of diabolical, but it's kind of cute too. So this is my favorite little corner. I was struggling with this little part because I had all these poinsettia pieces. However, it was taking me way too long to realize that these were two separate groups of poinsettias that they didn't all connect. So that was tripping me up. I got through my little piles as much as I could, so then I went back to that box top and picking through the pieces, and again just going through and seeing if there's any more patterns that are sticking out to me. Also, now that I'm a little bit more familiar with the pieces and what's going on, I'm able to see some other pieces that I had left from my first round of sorting, to see other pieces that I know now should connect to what I have going on with the puzzle. At this point, I'm starting to be able to connect little bits of sections that I have going. And then at some point, I also start just kind of using what I have of this little reference picture, this little reference paper that came in the box, and seeing what I can connect to the edge. Because after that, I'm kind of on my own. Okay, by this point, we are making some progress. It's actually starting to look like something, so I'm feeling pretty good about it. And of course, I have a snack. This is actually a cup of macaroni from Panera. And I feel like this isn't the first time that I've had macaroni from Panera, but I don't know what was going on. This was not macaroni. It was like noodles and cheese soup. It was so much. It was, anyways, moving on. Okay, so initially my plan was to do all of the like outer bit and then do the tree last. However, I think I was like just getting sick of looking at the same set of pieces, so I decided to give the tree a chance. Didn't make a whole lot of progress, but I got something started. What I did was I tried to look at every single piece pretty much and see if it had a bit of anything identifiable. So I had a pile up to the top of like the red pieces that looks like bows. I had some of like the different ornaments set up in different sections of colors, like the red ornaments, the pink ornaments, the yellow ornaments, that sort of a thing. I had a pile of the angel pieces. I had a pile of the gingerbread men, and I was just trying to go pile by pile and seeing if I could put anything together. Can y'all even believe that it's Christmas? Like, it is blowing my mind that it came up so fast. I promise you, usually I am so on top of Christmas. It's my favorite holiday. Usually by the time December 1st hits, I'm done with just about all of my Christmas shopping. Usually I'm done with Christmas shopping like by Thanksgiving. This year, it was literally like a week or two ago. My husband said something about like, oh, do you have any more Christmas shopping to do? And I was like, excuse me? What do you mean? Christmas shopping? What? It completely slipped my mind. Too many other things going on. But I can't believe that it's Christmas already. With that being said, my sister and I did not do any random Christmas market or anything. I was talking about it in the last Christmas video that I did, like right after Thanksgiving, the Charlie Brown Peanuts puzzle. We did not end up going back to that market. That was a mess last time. We didn't do anything. I haven't done anything. I literally just wrapped the few presents that I did get on Monday. Mind you, Christmas is on Wednesday. Yeah, I'm really like not on it this year. So if you celebrate Christmas, let me know. Were you able to get your shopping done in a decent time? Or were you kind of last minute like I was this year? Have you gone out to do any like things around your town or your city, like little Christmas holiday market things or sightseeing? Well, not sightseeing, but seeing the lights and things like that. Let me know what you guys have been doing. I actually was making some progress with my little piles of the different aspects of the tree, but then I just had a whole bunch of kind of little chunks of like 2 or 3 pieces stuck together with like nothing else really to go off of. So I eventually did as much as I could, and then I kind of got sick of looking at that because I didn't really know what to do next. And then I was kind of looking at the bow pieces, but it was just too much. And then also, I just felt like there was too much going on the puzzle board. So I did kind of take everything off. And I actually ended up going back to those last few bits of the outside parts of the puzzle to see if I could finish those up. It's actually truly not until somewhere around this point in the puzzle that I realized that all of these pieces are 2 ins and 2 outs. And if I remember correctly, the last Galison puzzle that I did, that marble one, was also only 2 ins and 2 outs. So let me know if you're more familiar with this brand. Do they do other piece shapes or other cuts, like, or do they only really do 2 ins and 2 outs? I'm honestly surprised. And one thing I definitely do have to give this puzzle credit for is that even though it is only one piece shape in this whole puzzle, the pieces are cut uniquely enough that even if 2 pieces could technically kind of be interchanged with each other, the puzzle is also bright enough and there's enough going on that even if a piece could fit somewhere, it's pretty easy to look at the pieces as you put them in and automatically be able to know that it doesn't go there. So I do have to give them credit for that. Eventually, we do actually end up completing the whole outer part of the puzzle, and so now all that's left is the tree on the inside. So making progress, but now there's a whole lot of green left. At this point, I've already grouped together all of the most identifiable parts of the Christmas tree, and so now I have to try to finish putting them together / seeing how they can connect to the other sections. Like, this is a red ornament, there's a piece of like candy cane on it, where is this candy cane at, that sort of thing. So it's really like looking at the pieces, each individual one, and seeing what is kind of on the edge of it, like what's around it, and seeing if I can figure out what goes next to it. And there are a lot of very similar, like, repeating bits going on, lots of similar shapes and bits of things. It was just a lot of spending time looking at it, finding it, not finding it, looking for something else, that sort of a thing. In my last video, I was telling you guys about the shows that I've been watching. My mom and I did finish watching The Ultimatum, which most of you guys seem to not watch, which I understand. It's not great television. But we watched the last 2 episodes, and honestly, nothing really surprising happened other than somehow all these people realized that coming on TV with all of the problems of the relationships did not solve everything, and that they do, in fact, all need therapy. So there was that. And then I did see that at least a few of you do watch Alone, which was that survivalist show that I was telling you guys about. And I finished watching season 2 a few days ago. And honestly, if I had recorded this voiceover when I finished watching the show, this whole thing probably would have been a good 20 minutes of me just going on and on about this one particular guy, because the whole season, he was just making interesting, dumb decision after interesting, dumb decision. Truly, what I took away from finishing season 2 of Alone is that what God has for you is for you. Because this man who kept doing dumb thing after dumb thing won the season. And for that, I can only respect it. So, good for him. I did see that there was some excitement for the new season of Squid Game. And honestly, I feel like it's been so long since the first season of Squid Game, I don't even really remember what happened. Like, I remember the big, like the major things, but as far as like what was going on with the characters, and I know that the main guy had like things going on with his daughter or something. Like, I feel like I need to go back and rewatch season 1 before season 2 comes out, just so I can really understand and like get back into what was going on when we finished the last season. Alright, so as far as the puzzle goes, I have finally gotten in pretty much all of the big chunks of different sections that I had going. So I'm like, oh my goodness, we're almost done. But now I just have a whole bunch of little green pieces with like these ornaments, or what are they called? Like lights or garland or whatever, or popcorn strips, whatever's going on here, that I just have to figure out where to go in these little slots. it's also around this point that I realized, my puzzle board is almost the exact same color as the tree. And that may not have been the best. Like, maybe I should have put down like a white piece of poster board or something, because now I'm seeing that I can't really see where the holes are. But I get down to the final piece, but I'm confused because as far as I can see, the puzzle is completely filled in. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe I have an extra piece in my box, like maybe so. But I keep feeling around until finally, I find the hole of where this piece goes. So after many hours, we are done with this puzzle. Here you can see just how detailed this puzzle is, and also this very sad little slime corner. That is my favorite. But you can see there's a lot going on in this image. And also you can kind of see the difference between what's on the front box versus what is actually on the image. So you do have a general idea of everything that's going on, but you can see that there's much more happening in the actual puzzle than there is just on the front box. So I thought that was really fun. I will say though, these pieces were not the thickest, not the strongest. I definitely could have bent this in half pretty easily. In fact, even as I was showing it to you, I almost bent it up more than I kind of intended to, so not exactly the thickest pieces. Well, that's all I've got for you this week, guys. I hope you have a happy, merry, and safe holiday season, and I will see you in the new year.